Hi everyone, I am playing a chess tournament in San Diego, one of their weekly Gambito tournaments. It's like 4 rounds of game 45, delay 5, and yeah, it's exciting. I am, yesterday I visited a bunch of my old friends here, and before that I was just coming from Utah. So yeah, it's December 20th. I think, in the past there were some players that were like 2,000, 2,100, 2,200. In the past. I don't know how this weekend's gonna look because it's a weekly tournament. Like it really, I assume it varies a lot on the level of different players. So I don't know if I'm gonna be like the 3rd top seed or I'm gonna be like the 10th top seed or something like that, or maybe even much lower than that. I really don't know what to expect from this tournament. It's a one-day event, and at this point I'm pretty used to one-day events. So I'm looking forward to it. This format of me kind of like going through the tournament as, recording as I'm going through the tournament, it's going to be followed up by individual game recaps. So so I'll be talking about each of my games briefly in this video, and then I'll make a separate video where I'm deep diving into each of those. But yeah, I think that's everything. Not much to say about this. Well, other than actually a couple things. Well, firstly, it's December 20th, and the weather's beautiful here. It's awesome. For anyone who hasn't lived in San Diego, would highly recommend. It is disturbingly awesome weather. And then I'm actually staying at a hostel. First time I got a private room, and the vibe is completely different. I get definitely more of a home feel. It is interesting to just like live in the same place as people that you haven't even introduced yourself to yet. Like the hostel is just basically a house. Like I think they repurposed an old house and just made it into a hostel. So it's very interesting. And yeah, I'm a little bit baffled. But it's really cool at the same time. Really cool. Anyways, I'll see you guys soon. I've made my way to the San Diego Chess Club in Balboa Park. It was a 25-minute walk from my hostel. And yeah, you can see the trees behind me. See the trees behind me. And right over there, that sign says San Diego Chess Club. And that building is a San Diego Chess Club building. There's an airplane that's flying down right down there. So definitely an interesting place. I think it's awesome that the San Diego Chess Club has a brick and mortar, like physical place. It doesn't look like it's going to be close to any food. So that's going to be a challenge. Cause like I said, it doesn't look like it's going to be close to any food or water. So we'll see if they provide anything or if I have to walk like 15 minutes to grab a bite. So we'll see. But yeah, good, interesting location so far. Balboa Park is like the main park of San Diego, as far as I know. But yeah, we'll see what it looks like here. Round 1 has just concluded. Well, for me, it has just concluded. I think I was the first person done in the elite section. So apparently, there's an open section and an elite section where I guess like they have a bunch of masters in the elite section, and the open section is separate. And I guess I was selected to play in the elite section because there's not as many experts as there usually are. Sorry, we're right by the airport, so there's gonna be planes going by and stuff. So there was less experts than usual, and so I got selected to play in the elite, which I was not expecting. And I'm the lowest rated seed, and I played at 2,200 in the first round. So half the field are masters, if not more than masters, more than half. I mean, so it was it was pretty interesting. I won. This is my 4th time beating someone over 2,200. He is a newly minted national master. And before the round started, he was joking with some of the other players that like he's way overrated, and he's like yada yada. He definitely, he is messed up in the opening, and allowed me to get 3 pieces for the queen. At first, it kind of looks like it's only
2 pieces for the queen, but very quickly it became 3 because that knight was trapped and couldn't move, and I couldn't take it for more than a few moves, but eventually I was able to get it, and I think I genuinely played very well. I feel like I didn't give him another chance. I didn't give him a single chance. Once he messed up, I didn't give him a single chance after that, which kind of feels good in that regard. So I could have gone a lot worse. You know, if I had lost that game, I would have felt really, really bad. But the fact that, you know, he just made an opening blunder and I was able to capitalize on it and not give him any chances, like, it made me feel, you know, decent. I mean, I don't feel like I'm a better player than him, that's for sure. You know, like, he just made an opening blunder. So it's 1 in 100, you know, like a 1 in 100 chance for that to happen, and it happened. So he's not gonna let that happen again, and I doubt any of the other 2200s are gonna let that happen again. But like I said, I think I played well. Now it's lunch break and it's beautiful outside in December. So I want to leave it at that. I'm going to go try to find a place to grab some grub and call it a day after that. Then come back here to before round 2. So we'll see how that goes. I promptly got destroyed by a 2300. It's like 2360. He's an older gentleman, probably over 55, probably over 60. Not sure, but Dionisio Almada or something like that. And yeah, it was not much of a contest. You know, it's like, you know, sometimes it's good to remember that you suck at chess. Like, it's good to remember that. Like, it was not good. Oh, and I did also learn that from my opponent in round 1. Like, after I recorded the video, I talked to him a bit, and he made me realize that I was indeed completely lost. After bishop takes g7, my game's over. The only way for me to keep my advantage is queen f4, and if he takes my bishop on h6, I go queen e5 check. So we both completely missed that idea, but apparently I was dead lost. One of the coolest moves he could have done in round 1 was bishop h3, giving up his bishop to castle quickly and trap my bishop on g7. Crazy stuff. Anyways, so yeah, this game was pretty disappointing. Like, just because, like, I didn't even put up a fight. He played the Nimzo defense, or Nimzo something, or Nimzo attack. I forgot what it's called, but B3, the B3 of Nimzo, and he just developed his pieces, improved his pieces more, and then I blundered. Well, then I was in a losing position. Like, positionally lost. Well, tactically lost, because, yeah. Like after he played queen takes d4, it feels like I should not be losing there. But then I put my queen on c8 and then f5. Maybe that was a wrong idea. He eventually played knight d5, and I just had to take. But I thought, wait a second, I'm kind of smart. Let me try to go rook a d8 instead of taking the knight. But then he has knight d4. So he plays knight d5 and then knight d4 because I don't take the knight on d5. Because if I did take the knight on d5, he probably would have played rook takes d5, and I'd probably go queen c2, and then the game would go on. But it looked really uncomfortable to me. So, like, that option looked really uncomfortable. So I was like, okay, if rook a d8 works, like, this looks like a better option than, you know, knight takes d5. So I go in for rook a d8, play knight d4, and, you know, I'm just dead lost. Like, it's just game over. He styled on me at the end. I mean, that's in the sense that, like, he found a really nice checkmate. Like I'm completely lost. He just needs to, like, I play like knight e4. I was like, okay, if he doesn't take my bishop, I might have some threats. But then he, like, instead of taking my bishop, he just checkmates me. I'm like, oh, that's efficient. That is efficient. Admittedly, that is more efficient than taking my bishop. So yeah, I got promptly destroyed. So I am 0-4 against IMs, International Masters. So it is lunch break time. So I think I have like an hour and a half before the next round starts, because I ended quickly. Apparently there's no food that's super close by. I think 20-minute walk is the closest there is. So I'm just going to walk 20 minutes back, and I still got another 30 minutes to spare. So I think that's the game plan. I'll see you guys. I am back in my hostel after being out from the tournament. After the tournament was over, I met up with my friend Ethan. Shout out to Ethan. We went out to a nice Mexican place. We saw some good views of San Diego before I leave. It's been 7.5 years since I saw that guy, so really cool to see him again. As for round three, round three was so bad. Oh my gosh. I have never blundered a draw that badly before in my life. I was up a queen and I drew the game. I'm not gonna say I want to leave it at that. No, I'm not gonna leave it at that. It was a Caracan advanced variation. She played A3 and Queen G4, which is same thing that happened to me a month ago in Myerstown. So it was surprising to see a very similar opening on the other side of the country. And yeah, it got pretty dicey for me real quick because she attacked my rook, and then I played E5, attacking her queen, and then E4, forking her pieces. So she had two pieces, or she got my rook, but then I got two of her pieces. And at any point, like when she could have gotten queen F6 check and queen G5 check and go for a repetition, but she didn't go for that. She instead took on E4, trying to take advantage of my bishop being loose on C5, and her king was really weak, and it was an absolute mad dash time scramble because even though her king became weak, my king was even weaker, and I ended up getting a completely winning position, but it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. I ended up having a queen, but then I sacrificed my queen for her last pawn, thinking that my last pawn promoted, but I just miscalculated and her king stopped my pawn and it was a draw. So an absolutely stupid way to draw that game. And, I was so proud of myself for not flagging. I had 1 second for the last 30 moves and I converted that time scramble. Well, I was moments away from converting that time scramble. But I'm just dumb. That game is makes me upset. Round 4, I was playing at 2200, and it was another Sicilian. After 93 and 96, I played Bishop B5, and after he moves his knight in the center, I continued development. I had a very good development lead, but he had a pretty solid position, and I ended up not doing things correctly. I went Bishop D6, allowing him to double my pawns, and I thought I'd be able to get something with this endgame, but I think Knight E5 was a mistake because Knight E5 allowed him to go F6, forcing trades. I think I could have maybe gone Knight D4 instead. And now F6 doesn't do anything. So now if F6, maybe I play E5 now. Or maybe if F6, maybe I play F4. And I keep the tension there. And if he castles, then I have the possibility of taking his knight on E7, taking his bishop on C6, and his pawn is pinned to the queen. And if he takes back with the rook on C6, then I could play either queen takes D7 or rook takes D7, but my king's really weak, so it looks kind of dicey, but it might be okay actually. But I completely screwed it up. I played Knight E5 instead, and he played F6, and then we traded a bunch of pieces. But I had this really weak, overextended pawn on D6, so I played E5. He played this really nice move, Knight C8. Knight C8, attacking my bishop and my queen at the same time. And then I eventually traded queens, and we got into this rook and a bunch of pawns endgame. And then he just centralized his king and won a pawn and won an endgame from there with his passed pawn. So it was really bad for me. I played a really bad game. My opponent played really well though. My opponent played really well. So I ended the tournament with 1.5 out of 4. So -1 score, beating a 2200, losing to a 2300, losing to another 2200, and drawing a 1900 that I should have beat. Should have in quotation marks. I screwed it up too badly. Overall, the tournament was really cool. I mean, it was such a high quality tournament in terms of players. There's a lot of high-rated players at the tournament. I think the venue is nice. I do find it strange, in my opinion, how they're not providing sets and clocks when it seems like they would have the capability of doing it. Like it seems like they would have the ability to do it with how many tournaments they're running, and if they're able to get profits from their tournaments, it definitely feels like it should be possible. But I'm not tournament directors. Maybe there's some reason why they can't. It also if I'm talking about like quibbles, so that's a quibble. Like it's not a big deal. It's just a quibble. Another quibble is that like they put all the pairings in one spot. Like, the room is so big. Like why do you have to put the elite section, the open section, and the under 1800 section all in the same spot? Like it definitely seems a bit weird to me, because it just got so crowded so quickly. But other than that, I mean, I think it's a really good venue, really nice people. I'm really glad I was able to play at the San Diego Chess Club for the first time, and very grateful for this opportunity. And looks like I probably won't be losing ELO, but man, I'm bad at this game. But whatever, normal stuff. Anyways, see you guys.